Evening, late night freaks. I'm here to give you a read straight from the hip with lots of lip. And I'm diving back into that 2023 Love Forecast Series wild card read for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, or a loaded 12th house, a stellium, three or more planets in that 12th house, or a really significant placement like one of the ones I just mentioned. It's better not to make it too convoluted, if you really want to kind of streamline the messages that are coming in. Of course, you can just take it all in if you so choose, but sometimes I find the more you can kind of distill things in terms of reads you tune in for, the clearer the picture you can get. All right. So really stick with your strong placements if you want the clearest read to come through for you when you're tuning into these collective reads like this, right? Because when we're reading for the collective, there's a lot of different stories that come in, a lot of different energies. Pisces, you know how to tap into your intuition. So just bring that forward when you're receiving the read and listen to the overarching themes and how they might be speaking to you. Understand that cross watcher energy can definitely filter into a read. You may be hearing some things that are actually the other person's perspective. You might hear some things that are activating, especially in a love read, okay? But just tune in and listen to how it's speaking to you, okay? If you feel activated, ask yourself why, where's it coming from? What's that about? Um, Use cross watcher energy to your benefit because it helps you understand that maybe the person that you're feeling challenged with in matters of the heart is feeling a lot like you. All right, this is some initial download coming in for somebody, so I'm speaking to it. I also feel like there's this really interesting energy that came in with you all. In fact, I'm pulling out a deck I haven't pulled out yet in this series, and it's the Angel Tarot. It's kind of a spicy tarot. I feel like, there's a Tennessee Williams quote. It says, if I got rid of all my demons, I'd lose all my angels. It's something like that. I'm paraphrasing. I feel like there's this piece of that in romance and matters of the heart for you in 2023. Um, I also really got Capricorn coming in strongly for you. So I feel like there's a lot that's going to be kind of coming up for you in Capricorn season, and especially during this retrograde that's being hosted by Capricorn. It's really going to be with us, pretty much carrying us into Aquarius season, just because we have the post shadow to contend with. It is going direct. It's going direct on the 18th, but there's still a lot that's factoring in there. I feel like there's something you need to do. I have to just bring in this initial download because it came in so strongly for you, Pisces. There's something that you need to do in terms of your appearance to act as warding, okay? And I'm picking this up because I feel like there is this interfering energy around you, and it's absolutely causing issues, stress, tension in your relationship, in your love connections. In some cases, it's really a blocking energy for those of you who are single or are in complicated situations. We will be diving into three different sections with this read. We're going to look at those who are single, ready to mingle, what's coming in for them in 2023. And then we're going to look at cuffed up, those who are already in committed relationships, whether that's a marriage, a live-in situation, or just, really building with each other, focused on each other, and even in a polyamorous dynamic, okay? Um, where there's commitments and investment in growing, taking the connection to the next level. And then there's going to be the third category, which is it's complicated. It is really looking at all those sort of convoluted situations, the vague situations when you don't know what to call it, when it can sometimes be messy, It doesn't come easy, and yet there's a lot of attachment. And so we're going to be looking at all three areas. I find that in doing the reads, there's some similar themes that roll throughout, and with what I'm bringing in right now. I tend to find that the opening channeled message has a lot to do with sort of the core energy that's overarching for the sign for the year that I'm reading on. And I think there's this piece really coming in for you where most of the stress or most of the tension related to love and romance for you is due to thwarting energy from outside influences. It's like interruptions in your flow that you have with your person, and that's what's causing the complication. Some of this is related to, I'm bringing it in because it came in so strongly, this like um, envy energy, covetous energy, like um, a real jealous energy that it felt very much like, that evil eye energy. And it's interesting. I pick up that there might be some people that actually like, it's like social media is already kind of like such a toxic place, but I feel like there's somebody that you're connected to in your social media, and when they see your pictures come up or they see what you're doing, um, they really direct just like low vibe energy your way. And so there's something about working with warding, but with appearance. I got wearing silver. Any kind of like silver jewelry would be good warding just because of the energy of the silver, and it works very much with more the lunar essence. So it's that ability to kind of ward within the concealed spaces. In Pisces, you do rule over hidden enemies, and there is almost this like quality to it. I wonder if there's some kind of connection, like in relation to your romantic partner or in relation to why you're having difficulty, connecting with somebody. This is very much an energy of somebody who maybe feels that they're not on your level. And so they might smile to your face, but they pull shit behind your back, or they're just bringing some kind of energy your way that is, for those of you in complicated situations, is creating far too much complication. And for those of you that are single and you're feeling frustrated, it's almost like this like blockage kind of energy. I just got like lying on your name, that's what's coming through, lying on your name. There's just this need to do a little deflecting. And so I detest glitter. All right. I detest glitter. I used to do burlesque, and glitter, it's with you for life. Like it'll be 10 years later after a performance and you're still finding glitter in strange places. All right. So there is this piece too that came in around this, sort of deflective energy, because I was just compelled to slather myself in glitter before your reading. So I like got the silver glitter on my lips, and I got silver glitter on my eyes. And I mean, people who know me know I don't do glitter, but your sign was calling for it. And it gave me the feel of like glamour magic, to be used as deflecting. So you could even do that with makeup or, with body glitters, or working with the silver jewelry like came in, or different warding stones. Like I was also called to put on my, oh, here, I'll take it out so you can see them. They're so wonderful. Um, Black tourmaline. I just love these earrings, okay? That's what I'm talking about, like warding pieces. I'm picking up like warding jewelry because I feel like there's a need to have like no infiltration in the space of matters of the heart for you. I feel like there's been too much infiltration, and there's this need to create like an intimate space where you can really connect with your person in 2023 without this outside interference. It was coming in pretty strong. So I really wanted to speak to that with all of you, okay? Last thing I wanted to mention before I get into shuffling here, I will have timestamps in the comments, pinned in the comments for you all so you can skip ahead. I often get channeled messages that come out though when I am doing the reads, and I get them when I'm doing the shuffling as well. So you might miss something, but it's up to you if you want to skip ahead. But I always like to give that disclaimer because sometimes a real gem comes through in the shuffle. All right, let's just dive into it. I'm going to mark this at 11:17. Okay. I'm getting better so I can really keep track of the timestamps. Got a channeled message that came in there with that intro. And I mean, it's nothing that, it's nothing that can't be overcome naturally, Pisces, right? It's nothing that can't be overcome, but there is this need to like just deflect that energy. Just deflect it. Mainly because it's like it's more of a nuisance than anything. And it creates a stress. And if you're feeling stressed, then it can impact your relationship. It can impact the way that you can connect with your person. But I don't think you need to worry about this. I do feel like there is this kind of like trying to block this energy that wants to come in and communicate with you. And this actually would bring a lot of happiness. This is what I'm seeing on the bottom of the deck energy here. I am about to shuffle for singles. So I feel like this is really coming. Yep. And I just got confirmation on that just as I said this. Okay. I already got a big download coming in for singles here. Interesting. So I see that for you all, the way that this kind of thwarting energy is working is it's kind of like a cock block energy. It's kind of a cock block energy. There's somebody, Knight of Cups, they want to approach you, they're interested in you, or you might be considering making an offer to somebody, but something keeps getting in the way. Pick what side you're on with that. It is your energy, Knight of Cups, it is your energy. It could also be another Pisces I almost said an Aquarius, even though Aquarius it is an air sign, but they are the water bearers. So let's go ahead and bring them into that because they want to come in. They want to come in. Maybe it is an Aquarius. Okay, somebody with a strong Aquarius placement. It could also be a Scorpio, okay, or Cancer. We just had this Cancer moon. So maybe this is something that's coming up in this person's space right now, wanting to make some kind of offer. They're wanting to communicate with the Eight of Wands. A communication that actually would bring happiness. It leads to the King of Cups. It's like maybe making an emotional offer and promising like I'm gonna fulfill like what I'm promising. I feel like this is almost like somebody speaking words of commitment, words of wanting to really invest in seeing where this thing can go, finding balance with each other. This comes after a long time of being single. This is somebody's story. I haven't even started shuffling. I mean, it looks like it will really change. This connection will really change, really change. Okay. I think that, once you get this energy out of your way, you need to look at somebody in your life or in your friend circle. And, they're talking some shit. They're causing some problems. So once you suss them out, it shouldn't be too hard. You'll be able to handle that matter. All right. So shuffling for single Pisces, and it was 1444 on the clock when I said that. Shuffling for single Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars. Okay. There's just like, boom. Yeah, look, everything came out as crossing cards and you just had a stack all came out together. And I take them like that, right? I'm kind of a weird reader. I take them like that. It's like, okay, if there's, a lot of cards that come out, there's a lot to tell in the story. So I think there's a lot of interesting things going down for you singles in 2023 in the area of love, okay? Interesting developments, and a lot going on, a lot to kind of sort through, think about in moving forward. Okay, so those are tough. Those are in committed relationships. Ooh, what's coming in 2023? There's something you're not looking at that you need to look at. It's coming out as a crossing influence. It's something that's also keeping you from having forward motion in an area. Okay, so we need to look at that. And only one came out for you. So this is significant, something you're not looking at. Okay. All right, interesting. Again, I can see where the outside frustration is coming from. We'll speak to that. And then let's look at complicated connections in 2023 for Pisces. Again, cross influence. This is wild. Whoa. Okay, that flipped right over. You are like, I was about to say that you are the only ones who had something come out, cross for all three sections of the read, but then it's complicated pile threw me for a loop naturally. They're like, no, we're going to switch it up and reverse it like a game of Uno on you, Broad. Now, I'm probably going to do some kind of clarification with these cards, I imagine, or I don't know, maybe I won't. I always say things and then it never goes that way. So we're just going to write it out and see what happens here, okay? I also wanted to point out that before I dive into actually reading these other sections, that another thing that came in was something about speech and in your communications, also maybe needing to do some kind of cleansing, like energetic cleansing, that this can help as well. There's like a need to have very pure communications. I feel like maybe the communication has been complicated at times in matters of the heart. There's been something that also has been blocking communication. I feel like this is a lot to do with it all feels very much like lodged in the auric body to me. This is what I'm getting with Pisces. It's like all energetic, right? Pisces always takes me out to these places every time. Clove oil would be really wonderful, just a drop of clove oil in the mouth with a little coconut oil and swish it around, do some oil pulling, spit that out just to do like a purification of the mouth. It's amazing what can come forward in terms of communication. Also picking that up for those of you who do any kind of psychic work, that it's very valuable, just in clearing out outside energy. But I'm getting all this stuff around matters of the heart, that there's some kind of outside energy that is it's just impacting your connections. It has like third party interference all over it. And there's something that needs to be addressed here. And it's interesting because clove oil is also used for like exorcism. And I opened up with that, if I lost all my demons, I'd lose my angels. Okay. And the thing is I feel like there's also sort of like, there's a little devil that tempts you, Pisces. There's that little secret in the black book that nobody knows about, something delicious and something that entices you and speaks to you on a certain level. It like helps you dive into the delicious side of the shadow is what I'm getting. And there's something here too about just that energetic attachment and how it's affecting things for you. And in a way, that it's not really the best thing to nurture is what I'm getting. So that piece really was coming in strongly too. I feel like it's creating almost a blockage in the second chakra, the sacral chakra, Svadhisthana. And that can really, it's interesting because I feel like the blockage is more in being able to really connect intimately, it's almost like a thwarting energy. And it feels past 2020 on the clock when I said that. It feels like a past connection, okay? And it's still like lodged almost in that womb space. And yeah, guys, you have a womb space too. Like that's your area of creativity where all things are birthed, that second chakra there, okay? And I feel like there's this need to like just do this like energetic clearing, picking that up really strongly. Clove coming in as an ally, angelica root coming in as an ally. You could get a piece of angelica root and just carry it on your person, stuff it in your bra. It has a very strong, but also kind of like a sweet energy to it. And it is also associated with love. So it's kind of nice to have with you because it allows you to really like ward your person, but at the same time, not have it such a like intense barrier that you're not able to still stay in that place of softness and receptivity. All right. I think that was everything I needed to get in with you all. 21, 28 for singles. All right, let's check this out. Singles, I'm going to get up your banner here. You had a lot of cards come out, single and ready to mingle. So let's see what's going on because they're all coming up as crossing influences. We have Michael, the chariot, who is like God. Perseverance, success in conflict, overcoming adversity, coming out strong. Let you go ahead and get a look here. These are very different cards. I really love this deck, though. Love this deck, and I love Michael. Michael's always a good one to have on your side. We got the Three of Cups. EL. Fame and renown, influences commerce, voyages, and great discoveries. Okay, Three of Cups. Interesting. These cards are associated with the tarot, but they also have their own meanings as well. So I really enjoy working with this deck. Then we have Three of Pentacles. Again, EL, God hearing lamentations. Mental force, protects against sorrows and illness. Okay. Just letting you see them all, and then I'm going to tell you the story. Then we got the Fool, Bahuya. Will and new beginnings, assists with difficult and great undertakings. I know it's not a very like clear image of the card. Oh, there we go. Maybe I put it right up there. But I just felt like the blue tonight with you all. You know, the blue, it just felt calming and soothing. Maybe you've needed some calming and soothing. Maybe things have just felt a little frayed lately. We have the Ten of Cups. Hail, God, Master of the universe, divine warrior, confounds the wicked, brings victory and peace. That sounds really good. This sounds really good. Okay. And then we have the Seven of Swords, Manakel. Okay. God, nurturing and maintaining everything. Knowledge of good and evil appeases divine anger, cures epilepsy. Interesting. And I just like to read all those little messages because, you know, you never know what will really speak to somebody. So let's look at this here. We're going to look at it from the bottom up, right? So I feel like there was something that happened in matters of the heart where you felt really like somebody tried to get away with some shit on you, man. They tried to play you for a fool. And this was related to a third party. For some of you, this was a third party influence on the work front. Like maybe you were seeing somebody and you found out that they were hooking up with somebody that they worked with. This was causing a big problem. For some of you, this is kind of an interesting message. You have a coworker, and they're always kind of like in competition with you over, over interests, romantic interests. There's this real competitive vibe. They like, if they know that you're interested in somebody, it's like sometimes they'll just go and like ask them out or flirt with that person just for the sake of, trying to block you, trying to block you. And it's because they're actually in competition with you. Like they're trying to prove to themselves that they're better than you. But obviously they're challenged in this area because they feel like they have to take you down a peg to feel better about themselves, all right? But this interfering energy is coming on the work front for some of you. For some of you, you meet somebody on the work front, a coworker, and you're interested and you're wondering, like, should I take the next step? I mean, I don't want to compromise things at work. And what if it doesn't work out? It might get a little weird. I mean, we definitely got a third party influence here too. So whether that third party influence is like a work situation and not sure if you want to complicate things any further, or if the third party is, somebody is, you know, hooking up with somebody at work. Maybe the person they're hooking up with at work is in a relationship. Um, there's this interesting piece about meeting somebody at work. I think that this connection, I feel like I'm getting a past history on a connection. I feel like there was some kind of work connection in this situation, and something happened that, this person really played you for a fool. For some of you, this was somebody who was using you for stability. They were using you for your money. They told you everything that they knew you wanted to hear. They really buttered you up, and you were very taken with this person, so you kind of got taken a bit for a ride. For others of you, you had a relationship end and you had to go off on a brand new cycle. And now you're like single out there, ready for something better, ready for something new. You're not wanting to go back to anything from the past. You don't want to hear anything about anybody from the past. Coming back around, you're like, no, that is done and dusted. Like, I'm ready for all brand new in 2023. 2022 was enough for me. Thank you very much. Okay. This really coming in quite strongly. I think your new beginnings are really blessed, singles. You're definitely going to be coming into alignment with somebody that'll give you a feeling of celebration. We see you really overcoming challenges and finding a way forward in love in 2023. There's also a lot of protection on your side as well from people who would try to thwart your progress or interfere. There might be a need for you to cut off some people that play that role in your life, like that, they're very competitive with you. They're always kind of interfering in you getting to know somebody. They insert themselves in your situation, they become the third wheel. And for some of you, you're really going to have to think about, how you want to move forward in relation to what you experienced in the past. Do you want more complicated situations? Do you want situations that bring drama, or where you feel compromised in some way at the end of the day that affects you adversely with that Seven of Swords hanging over you? I feel like things are kind of going to be surprising for you, though, the way things move forward in 2023. I feel like with what you've been through in the past, you really have come to a place of healing, and you're in a place where you're ready to go out and have fun again. You realize that you've been down long enough. You're ready to get out there. You're ready to, like, just dust things off, have a brand new energy come in. I think you're wanting to go out and have some fun. Some of you are really wanting to, like, go dancing and just go to places where people are upbeat and get back into the flow of your life again as a single person. You're also really open to new experiences. You're really open to meeting new people. I think you're going to be exploring, some different scenes, doing some different things that you've never done before. I just got the piece of, wanting to get out there and travel a lot. And I also got the piece of like somebody, okay, I don't know who this is coming in for, but somebody will actually meet somebody through an off-roading group. Like if you, invest some time and energy in maybe joining some kind of group that has a common interest as you. I got off-roading, that there may be, a love that sparks up, um, in sharing in that common interest. So there's sort of this word coming forward from spirit to like put yourself out there. What do you enjoy doing? What makes you happy? What brings you into this place of really feeling like you're most yourself when you're doing those things, when you're in your shay, like your soul's essence. Um, and maybe it is off-roading for some of you, like that's where it's at with you. And then you meet somebody and they share that passion with you and there's a spark, but it could be anything really, So like put yourself out there. But I do see you moving into much more of a celebratory, fun time. I think you are going to take things kind of nice and light and easy for a while. You're really going to be focused on your work. Work is going to kind of take center stage for you, and you're really looking to build for yourself right at this time. And you're also feeling okay. You're feeling okay. But it's interesting because I think like in a big way you've sort of like let go, looking like you're not so worried about filling this space necessarily. You're just starting to get kind of the fun part of being single. It's like everything's opened up in the world again. So there's an opportunity to actually go out and connect. And you're like, I kind of want to enjoy this. I didn't have the opportunity to really get out there and have fun like right after my relationship ended. And I didn't really feel like doing that anyway. So you're gonna like, I feel like you're gonna relish it for a while. I think you're finding a lot of enjoyment, just focusing on your work and creating for yourself. I do feel like, again, I think there is just a need to just be aware of, how people are making you feel when you're around them. Are they supportive? Are they interfering? Do you find that, they're constantly kind of like, stepping on your toes when you're interested in somebody? They kind of insert themselves in the situation. You might want to do some clearing energy because there is a bit of that hanging around. But I also feel like in the midst of this, when you're totally like cool being single and just doing your own thing, going out, having fun, meeting new people, and all that jazz, I feel like here it comes. It takes you by surprise, like Seven of Swords. Somebody's had their eyes on you for a while and they're interested in you. Maybe they've had their eyes on you since you were with somebody else, and um, this is for somebody that's more newly single, and they're planning on, kind of stepping to you. I think that they were just waiting for a chance. They kind of felt like the person you were with was a big jerk, man, and they think they can do better. They think that they can do better. They might help you feel not so bad about things ending with that person you were with before. This is for somebody who's still holding on to like a lot of anger over what happened. I mean, I do think whoever you were with before did you dirty, and you felt foolish. They embarrassed you in some way, they embarrassed you in some way. And I also feel like they spoke on your name and it wasn't fucking cool and you didn't deserve it. I'm getting this really strongly. It's almost like they were in competition with you. Like even in your relationship, they were intimidated by you. They were intimidated by your success, I feel like they were intimidated by your success. But whatever. There's somebody else who's been, kind of keeping their eye on you, and they've been giving you your space. They see that, you're just sort of opening up to possibilities again in the romantic department. But I think they're going to surprise you. They're going to take you by surprise. I just got Valentine's, so maybe somebody's actually going to extend an invitation to take you out for Valentine's Day. and that this actually will be nice, as cheesy of a holiday as it is. It's just it's all about consumerism, but at the same time, it's nice, right? It's nice, right? I'm talking to somebody that the person they were with never did anything romantic like that. And it was always just like you heard nothing but this rant about how it's just a day for companies to make money. It's a Hallmark holiday. And at the end of the day, yes, right? But does it really kill you to just make a nice gesture? You know? Does it kill you? Is it that hard, And when somebody knows it's something that would bring you so much joy just to like have a nice meal out together or something like that, and they just can't bring themselves to do it, there's something wrong with that picture. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Not like you don't spoil them too. It works both ways. In a good connection, it's a give and take. Both people give and receive, right? So then it kind of just becomes like this weird emotional withholding. I think this person is romantic. I think they're different. I think they might surprise you with a really romantic gesture. And it's kind of like it'll cool all that, inflamed anger that you've had around your past situation. I think that you'll be feeling mighty nice. It looks like this connection that's coming in for you, though, it's the real deal. I mean, we got 10 of cups. That's, ultimate happiness. But the 10 of cups doesn't come in until you first go through the 8 of cups. You know, you lose something that you were invested in. You have to walk away from an old relationship and you choose to like level up. I'm not going to settle for less, man. I know my worth and I know what I want. I know what I desire, which is all about that 9 of cups energy, knowing what your wishes are, what your desires are. There's nothing wrong with having desires. And I feel like in 2023, your desires are fulfilled and somebody totally takes you by surprise. It comes in and strikes you with Cupid's arrow when you least expect it. I feel like a lot of you people are going to meet this person, or they're going to kind of like just start to introduce their energy into your sphere. You may feel them coming in. There's something about Aquarius season, and in particular, right around Valentine's Day. Okay, I feel called to use the Kipper for you all to get an overarching theme. All right, we're going to bring in a little spice with Pisces. Okay, so shuffling for Pisces singles. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, or strong 12th house placement. Overarching theme for 2023 in the love department. Overarching theme. We got a message of concern, okay? Bottom of the deck energy. Right behind that, we see this put you in your thoughts. Okay, so I see this is the basis of the matter. I think in the past, something was illuminated for you. Something was illuminated for you. You received a message that concerned you, and it was about the person that you were interested in. For those of you women, you suspected that you had, some interfering party that was trying to appeal, to your person and sort of had captured their thoughts. It wasn't necessarily a physically consummated connection. Like they hadn't slept together, but they were, they were in their head over this person. This person had free rent in their head, and that was causing a lot of issues for you. There's that Mary Oliver quote. Someone once gave me a box of darkness, and I realized this too as a gift. I see that that's what's going to come in for you. You're going to see what's on the other side of this in 2023. Okay, there's some beautiful gift that comes out of this experience of what you had to leave behind. You can expect it, okay, with expectancy here. I just want to see what one overarching theme is for Pisces singles in 2023. One overarching theme, Kipper, for Pisces singles in 2023. maybe you heard that, this is for somebody that your person that you were with before that you had to leave behind, that they got somebody else pregnant. This just coming in. So I think that was a really rough blow. It's something you've been integrating because you saw yourself having that 10 of Cups with that person. It was something that really did you dirty, right? But we know that there's something on the other side of this. Anytime you have to walk away from something that really took you to a dark place, there's always something on the other side. And this is interesting because there was this whole business piece that kept coming in with you all. And I got unexpected income is your overarching theme. So I do feel like there's some kind of work business connection to this love that's going to come in for you, or you're just going to be so busy focusing on getting the bag. And I feel like you're going to do better than you expected in business, especially those of you who are entrepreneurs. It's really going to capture a lot of your attention. You're trying to build security for yourself because that's one thing you learned in your love experiences is you have to make sure you're looking out for yourself, that you have stability for yourself. So I really feel like even though the card's not on the board, you're totally in that 9 of Pentacles energy right now, singles, and you're just looking to have fun and enjoy yourself, but really create a solid future for yourself. So I see you really invested in your work. And I feel like, again, it says unexpected income. So there was that unexpected element. Remember that there's somebody's kind of like, they're going to have their eye on you in 2023 and they're going to step forward to you and make you an offer. Because I'm cluing into this. It reminds me of the Ace of Pentacles. I see you receiving the offer. I see you taking it. I also feel like this is somebody you can really build with. This is somebody who, they have their shit together. They may be a business person too, or you meet them in some kind of work dynamic, all right? And this connection just works, it works. I think they're also, they're well off. They're in a good place financially, but it looks really solid for you. It looks really good. Just some last little bits clear out and get rid of the cock blocking energy. You don't need those people around you. And anybody who's giving you competitive vibes, like they just got to go. They just got to go. Work on warding that energy from your life. Okay. We're going to dive in now to Cuffed. Okay. So, Cuffed, you just have one card that came out as a crossing influence. And it's the 10 of Pentacles. And it says, Manadel, the honorable God, inner and outer work helps one keep their job, protects against disasters. Okay. So maybe you went through some kind of disaster on the home front. Maybe there's been stress on the home front related to some kind of disaster. I know that there was recently like some pretty intense earthquake action in Northern California. They had a 6.4 and something like a 5.6 the next day. I know people who were personally impacted by this. That can be very stressful. So I feel like some of you are still like kind of rocking and rolling from this energy. I feel like that earthquake energy that is coming in there, it sort of feels like the ground is moving beneath your feet. There's things that used to feel really solid and together in your relationship that feel like a little bit fractured right now, or where emotions are kind of worn thin. I'm sort of picking up this energy. I believe it has to do with a family dynamic with the 10 of Pentacles. I do feel like you need to overcome an outside influence that's creating stress and tension within your relationship. And it's making the home life feel a little bit challenging. It's making that stability in the home life feel a little off. This is some kind of interfering influence, like third party influence coming. I'm really picking up like family with that 10 of Pentacles. I also think that there's been some financial challenges. This has been a little bit of a bone of contention at times in your relationship. I see you rebuilding, okay, what was fractured. I see you doing a lot of rebuilding in this area. You're doing the inner work and the outer work. I think that there were maybe some financial habits in the past in this relationship that were really causing some problems. Like one person was too loose and free with their spending. You know, they were doing too much like ordering shit on Amazon. They kind of got caught up during the whole lockdown with that, and they just like they're still on that trip. Like they keep doing window shopping online, you know, and it's like they're charging everything. It's causing problems. I'm just picking up with this sword energy. Like there's a need to cut off these, you know, these behaviors because they're really causing, you know, a depletion in the finances, and that's causing a lot of stress in the connection. But I do feel this is going to get resolved. I think you're going to find the balance in this situation. Some of you may be doing some investing too in like cryptocurrency that coming in, and you might actually have some success with that. It's interesting. So I feel like you're really focusing on the structure in your relationship and really building a solidity for your future together. I mean, it looks positive, and I think where there has been fracturing or challenges, you all are going to overcome that. I see you really taking charge of that interfering family member, getting things back to an even keel. I feel like there's going to be some like sit down talk in the situation where kind of boundary lines are going to be put down. I think this is going to sort of fortify the security, like just the, you know, the peace and security within the home again, right? So I think you're going to overcome it. I feel like there's going to be a restoration of whatever this sort of interfering influence is. I'm strongly picking up family that's causing the disruption, and that peace is going to come back into the home again with the 10 of Pentacles. Any financial challenges are going to be overcome because you're doing the inner and outer work, you know. Some of this was related to, you know, going through a lot of emotional changes in your relationship too, and it sort of disrupted the focus on work. There might have been one of the partners went through a really deep depression. This is something that really affected the relationship. They lost work. And it really depressed them. They're branching out in a new direction. They're trying something on the World Wide Web, you know, and you're backing them up, you know, because you're both on the same team again in this regard, and you're supporting each other and building together. Something really comes forward out of this. You get the 10 of Pentacles. So you might be considering, some of you in relationship, going into business with your person, you know. You have great success with this. Let's see, what is the overarching theme for those cuffed in relationships? I just see togetherness. And for those of you who have been, you know, committed for a long time, but you don't live together, I see you moving in together, you know. I think that'll be happening in 2023. And some of you will be tying the knot, you know, you'll be getting married. You'll really be making it official. So I see a lot of solidity and strength in the relationship, and just some challenges from family members that are, you know, putting pressure on the relationship. Maybe they've been pressuring, like, when are you going to get married? When are you going to move in together? Maybe you got a lot of that kind of like meddling third party influence. Okay. We have false person. Okay. So I feel like this is like the overarching theme of what you need to deal with, is that there is some third party interference in your situation. And it could be a woman, it could be a man, it might be a couple, okay? It might be a couple inserting themselves into your relationship, but I'm feeling a family connection here, all right? And both of these people aren't being real, you know? One of these people is just refusing to see the truth. They're totally blinded in this situation. And the other speaks with lots of flattery and makes you believe that, you know, they're just this wonderful person who cares so much about you. And I'm just checking in out of concern. Or they may really butter you up, but there's always a means to the end with them. Like there's a user energy here. Okay. So I think that you're going to be dealing with some false people in your situation that have been causing interference, and you're going to do what you need to do to rectify that matter in 2023. And it works out great for you. Okay. Rest assured, you'll overcome those challenges. All right, it's complicated at 5011. My goodness. Seems like all of Pisces is complicated. All right, so you might benefit from listening to all of it. It's complicated. We got the High Priestess, Eulalia, God, the eternal, lasting. And this says success, protection from magistrate. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay. And then we have Four of Pentacles, Mizrael, God liberating the oppressed, self-atonement, cures mental illness, deliverance from persecution. Oh my goodness. Okay, and then we have Queen of Swords, Hamia, God, the hope of all the earth. Ritual and ceremony can acquire all the treasures of heaven and earth. Queen of Swords, this is air sign energy. You might be dealing with an air sign energy, somebody who has strong air sign energy in their chart. That would be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You may also find that something gets cut off in the situation that you're dealing with during Aquarius season. You finally decide to take some decisive action in your situation. I feel like you have somebody who's helping you through this. Some of you have actually connected with like somebody who's sort of acting as an ally in your situation to help you overcome the challenges. Maybe it's some kind of counselor. Maybe it's some kind of counselor. Maybe you're in some kind of therapy because what you've been dealing with, or you're dealing with some kind of messy legal situation. And so there's a mediator involved in your situation that's helping you work through things. Or this could be somebody who's just acting as a mediator, stepping in, could be an air sign energy that's helping to facilitate communication in a group dynamic where there's multiple people involved in your situation, but you really are like not able to get on the same page. So you need somebody to come in and help, kind of hold down that space so you can work through the things you need to work through together and iron things out. I think that you'll have a successful outcome of this. There's this piece about, really being worried about security in this situation. A lot of people are feeling very self-protective in this situation as well, and this is causing part of the complication because everything is kind of held back. Nobody's talking about what they're feeling and what's going on, and so everybody's just, guessing out of their trauma-based, perceptions. And so this, it's giving me kind of trauma bond energy is really what I'm getting here. I think things have gotten really intense in this situation. I also feel like, there's been a lot of backbiting in your connection, like people talking behind each other's backs. You may be wondering who you can trust in this situation. There's a lot of disloyalty in this situation. I think one of the people you've been dealing with, part of the problem, I just got one of the people you're dealing with, is bipolar. Okay. And they refuse to get help. They refuse to get support. This third party interference has a lot to do with that. Like somebody needing to get support in the situation, some kind of professional support, some kind of therapeutic support, some kind of rehab, something along these lines to deal with what's coming up for them, because until this is addressed, nothing can get on the same page. In some cases, this is a matter of like an intervention coming in. I think this is somebody who is able to sort of navigate the situation. We got High Priestess energy. I think there's some things that have been hidden, things that are no-goes, in these connections. There's also a lot of secrets. There's entanglements. There's a lot of people I'm picking up a lot of kind of messy energy. Like everybody is talking to other people and they're not talking to the people they need to be talking to. And this is creating a lot of complication in the situation. There's need for some kind of space to be created where somebody can kind of like hold things down, somebody who's objective, somebody who's very grounded, somebody who has some kind of insight, and do some kind of mediation in this situation. I see if you create this space, there will be a lot of success with that. I also feel like in cases where you're dealing with something messy legally, and this is what's complicating your situation, you don't need to worry. Things are going to be worked out on this level. You're going to be able to iron it out. But this is a situation where there's some kind of third party element in your situation that is making things complicated because it's a toxic influence. And it's something that's very destabilizing, and it's really activating a lot of people's deep, like, you know, trauma response stuff. I'm just picking this up really strongly. There is a need to get some assistance. And for some of you, there is a need to get legal assistance if you're dealing with somebody being um, abusive. You might really need to think about, why am I connecting with this person? Is this really in my best interest, or why am I involved with these people? I feel like there's multiple people involved, and there's not this respectful energy happening in this situation. I see you taking charge, and I see you speaking the truth with that Queen of Swords energy. I think you're going to finally be brave enough to cut off what doesn't serve. Yeah, and some of you may actually look to move with distant horizons here. You might really be wanting to break some chains. You're ready to let go of what's held you back and anchored you down. You're ready to move forward. All right, let's get an overarching theme for It's Complicated Pisces in 2023 in the love department. What is their overarching theme for Pisces? Okay. Yeah, we got poverty here. All right. And so this to me is really speaking to a need to invest in yourself. I think this is sort of like the work to be done this year in this complicated situation. Do you want to continue to move through this year investing in a situation that gives nothing back to you, that always leaves you feeling empty, that just takes and takes and takes and never gives in return? I feel like there's a need to get a different perspective, maybe create some space in this situation. I feel like there's multiple people involved. Create some space between you and these people, with that distant horizons that came up. I think if you create this space, you're going to start seeing this situation a lot differently. And that's going to bring something different into your life. Can I just get a cut of the deck here for the It's Complicated? What will it bring in? What will it bring in? Get this space. I love it. It'll bring in a mature man, okay? A mature man. And this can absolutely be, we got imprisonment, on the other side. I was going to say this absolutely could be, a feminine too. But we do have, something on this side here. Look, we got imprisonment. And right behind that, we have child. All right. I think that you are with somebody or have been involved with somebody or in some situation where there's some kind of messy issue around a child. And maybe this is somebody who's like shirked on their child support payments. Maybe they aren't moving right around children either. I'm not going to speak that into existence, but there might be some need to take some legal action. This might be a very heated family dynamic, kind of an intense message. But I feel like you've been dealing with somebody who needs to grow the fuck up, and they have some harsh lessons to learn, and that's not your lessons to carry. You might want to walk away from that. And I believe a mature man will help you.